Hey guys, this is Comic and today I am doing top 10 most anticipated comics for 2022. So, as of right now, the only solicits that we have is January, February, and March, at least from Marvel and DC. I didn't really see any independent companies release their March solicits, so obviously I'm going off of all the books that have been announced. Now, let's get started. Number 10 for me is Superman and Robin Special. So, I am not a huge Super Sons fan, but I am a big fan of what they've been doing separately with these characters. And I feel like both Damian and John has grown so much individually in this past year. So to see them come back together and talk about what they've gone through as friends, I'm so excited to read this special and see exactly what they could do with it and kind of have this Super Sons reunion. So that is my number 10 pick. Moving on to number 9, which is Daredevil Woman Without Fear. And I've been super enjoying Elektra as Daredevil. That's been one of the highlights of Chip Zdarsky's run. And to see a miniseries focusing on that journey and not having to share it with Matt Murdock, I think is really great. And I'm excited to see exactly what this miniseries is going to tackle, how it's going to tackle the bigger arc of Devil's Reign and you know how that's going to affect Elektra as a character. They seem like they've been putting a big spotlight on Elektra, and then she even has that Red Blood series, though I think it's a White and Red, whatever it's called. It's like an anthology book. That looks pretty cool as well. Moving on to number 8, which is Shadow War. This is the crossover between Deathstroke Inc., Robin, and Batman. I'm currently only reading Batman and Robin, Deathstroke Inc. I'm excited to get back into, though. I think this is a great opportunity to maybe jump on something that I didn't recognize in issue 1. And I like Joshua Williamson writing all 3 of these series. It feels like it's building up to something, and obviously there's a lot to do with Ra's al Ghul as well, Italia, which they've been building up, I would say, for about a year and a half now in Tynion's run as well. So to see something that has been built up and a purposeful event is always some of my favorites. And hey, if I could add another book to my pull list and enjoy it, I'm happy to do that as well. So, I'm just very excited to see what Williamson is going to do with this kind of bigger arc and see how this is all connected, because it just makes so much sense to connect it. You have Ravager in Robin, you have obviously Damian Wayne in Robin, and then crossing over with Batman, which makes sense because we haven't actually seen Batman and Damian interact in a while. So yeah, I just think it all very much makes sense to have these connected. Next up is Spider-Gwen Gwenverse, and I'm a huge Spider-Gwen fan, so I'm just really excited for this one, and mostly because I don't know what to expect from it. I don't know what characters we're going to see. Is there going to be a big new Gwen character to celebrate? Obviously we have Spider-Gwen, we have Gwenpool, kind of, even though they're not really connected. So I'm just excited to see if we'll get a new Thor Gwen who we'll all fall in love with, and, we just need more Gwen Stacy in our life. Moving on to number 6, I've been waiting forever for this book, and that is Naomi Season 2. I absolutely love Naomi Season 1. It was a pleasant surprise. I remember when that week came out, I got it on whim. I wasn't even planning on getting the book, but I was like, artwork looks good, let me go check this out, and I just fell in love with this character so quickly, and I think it's definitely Bendis's best work at DC Comics, and the artwork is just so stunning, and you really do feel like you're following this new modern classic, and obviously you have the TV show out now too. I'm just excited to see what her journey is going to be now that she's been interacting with these bigger teams like Young Justice and Justice League. How are they going to ground it again? And honestly, I want to see her supported characters, because that's something we haven't been having a chance to see with Young Justice and Justice League. It's just been about Naomi, so now we have a chance to really see her friends, see her parents as well. Moving on to number 5, which is Rogue Sun, and I'm cheating a little bit, and I added Supermassive. So pretty much the expansion of Radiant Black I'm very excited for. Now for Rogue Sun, I am a huge fan of Ryan Parrott's writing since issue 1 of Go-Go Power Rangers, and I've loved his indie work as well, especially Dead Day. So to see him tackle a new superhero universe and maybe bring in the spark that he has from Power Rangers into his own own stuff, I'm so excited for. And I know Kyle and Ryan work so well together as well. So just in that, I'm so excited for Supermassive and seeing this big universe be formed, because I think Radiant Black deserves that universe, and it's just so fun to see. You know, I said it with another title, I think it was Naomi, a modern classic kind of come to life, and I really feel that with the Radiant Black universe. Now, moving on to number 4, which is Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond. So I am excited for this because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but also I feel like we don't really get to see Mary Jane and Black Cat interact that much, at least outside of Peter Parker. So to have a whole one shot about their relationship, that's exciting. That's different, and I just want to see what that's going to be about from a superhero angle, from a relationship angle. I just think there's so many great stories you can have in that one shot. So I'm so happy to see a spotlight for those two characters together. Moving on to number 3, you know, this is an obvious one, and I think this is going to be on a lot of people's list, and speaking of waiting a long time for, it's Saga. It's the return of Saga. We were left on such a big cliffhanger, and this book is amazing. I don't have to say it. Everyone's been saying it. It is an amazing book, and I love Brian K. Vaughan's writing, and that's even before Saga. So I just want to see what the next part is. Like, I want to see where the story is going. Do we get to see a time jump after this moment? Are we going to directly follow that big moment that I won't spoil? Because I know a lot of people binge read Saga. But yeah, so excited to get Brian K. Vaughan on a monthly basis again, and Fiona Staples on a monthly basis again, and have Saga on a monthly basis again. So moving on to number 2, another creative team I adore, and another writer that I adore, which is Rainbow, who wrote Runaways, and, you know, for a very long time in the past 5 years, it's definitely been, you know, one of my favorite series, and she's writing She-Hulk now, and I know she's a big She-Hulk fan, and I'm so excited to see what she brought from Runaways, and really the relationships she brought in Runaways, and putting that into a She-Hulk book. I love Jem Walters, and I feel like in the past couple of years we haven't really gotten to see her shine in this way. So I'm excited that she has an ongoing book again, and you know, she's just been part of the team books for so long. It's cool to just get a spotlight from her. So yeah, so excited for this, and just seeing what vibe and tone this book is going to have. Moving on to number 1, which is the new Champion of Shazam, which I do know has been delayed for a couple of months, but I am a huge Mary Marvel fan, and to see Mary get a spotlight, her own series, awesome. But just the concept of the book, you know, how is she going to take over the Shazam mantle, her going to college? You know, usually with Shazam, it really has to do with being a younger kid, and also your alter ego being an adult. So Mary is becoming an adult and also still has the alter ego of Mary Marvel. So what is that going to look like? The artwork, Doc, who worked on Strange Adventures, is working on this. So, you know, all together, it just looks like a slam dunk, and I'm upset that we have to wait a little longer, but I'm so excited for when we get that issue 1. So those are my most anticipated comics for 2022. Let me know in the comments below, what are your books that you're most excited for, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.